All right, Joshua 8, let's call this one Presumption Part 2 and subtitle it Just As Before, because that phrase is literally going to come out of the text of a passage in which God is going to restore Israel to its path towards conquering the promised land. This time, using a strategy in battle as opposed to having them march around the city, blow trumpets, and actually yell to conquer Jericho. This time, he's going to take them back to AI, and AI is going to be the victim of its own presumptions, much like Israel was a victim of its presumptions in the first battle at Ai. And so as God leads Israel back to the city of Ai, he is going to tell them this time to set up an ambush, and that ambush is going to be predicated on Ai presuming that the battle is going to go just as before. But what they're going to fail to realize is that even though Israel had a break in its relationship with God, Israel's problems with God did not fix Ai's problems with God. Why? Because the whole reason Israel was brought there in the first place was to get rid of Ai, because they were a part of a group of nations that had grown so distant from God that they had literally defiled the land on which they were living. And God was bringing Israel to clear them out. And as we said before, evict them as tenants who have overstayed their welcome. And so when they see Israel stumble, they're going to make too much of their past success against Israel and allow that to distract them from the fact that they, the people of Ai, had not done what they needed to do to correct their relationship with God, and making it a more broad illustration. Whether you believe in God or not, there are times when we can look at someone else stumble and be distracted from the ways in which we have not properly taken care of our approach to things. And so to the degree we look at someone else stumble and we are simply glad that it's not us, instead of taking a moment to think, oh, wait a minute, that could be me, then we are potentially susceptible to making the same mistake that Israel made in chapter 7 and that Ai is making in chapter 8 by presuming too much on the failures of others and not considering enough the way that their failures reflect on things that we need to fix in our approach to things. And so as we often say, my prayer for me is my prayer for you. This time that we learn from Israel and Ai, and as we're going to go forward, we're going to see other nations as well, and not fall into the trap of making too much of past success, allowing that to distract us from the things that we need to fix in our approach to life, and especially our approach to our relationship with God, so that we do not presumptuously move forward thinking that we're going to be just as successful as we were before, even though we have not necessarily taken the time that we need to fix the things that are actually essential to moving forward effectively, which is why we often say it's best to you as you go forward in him. God willing, not moving forward under the presumption that things are always going to go as well as they have in the past.